in terms of, for an individual, they might be in this nightmare, but actually focusing on what they can control rather than what they can't will give them hope. And I know from my own personal circumstances through the pandemic, right, that was a huge thing, and I know for me it felt quite overwhelming, but actually being able to return the focus to what I could control gave me a huge sense of forward motion. It gave me a huge sense of hope, and actually helped me feel like I did have control. Because I think what's really important is, like, we do have control over a lot more things than we think or realize. And I know it can be hard if you're, watching the news or, just living every day. Social media, it can feel like it's everywhere. You can actually feel suffocated by it. But I think, as you've said, is like zooming out is really important. So, like, if you can zoom out on your own life and realize that this is a chapter, it's not the end of the story, like, that helps, right? And it might not feel it. It might feel like it's going on forever. It might feel like it's really, really tough and that you're never going to come out the other side of it. But as all storms must pass, right, so will this. If you can really try to anchor into that, that will help you. But also controlling the controllables and focusing on what you can control, which is your actions, your thoughts, how you spend your day, who you spend it with, what you put in your body, how you move your body. There is a lot that you can control. And while you can't control what's happening necessarily around the world, you can control your response to it, and then you do have free will over your actions. And if you can focus your energy and attention on that circle of things that you can control and therefore influence, you will feel so much more hopeful than if you just continue to stay in this nightmare state. So it kind of, the conclusion I'm alluding to is, like, the bridge really is you. Like, you are the bridge to take you from nightmare to hope. And then from hope, you hope that there's a leap then into the dream state, right? Like that dream life. But you are the bridge. And in order to be that bridge and be a sturdy bridge, you need to understand the infrastructure that is building you, like what is holding you up right now. And that might need a little bit of investigation. And anybody that has seen, like, bridges getting painted or worked on, it's a year-round process. And people always say, when you get to the end of the bridge, you have to start again. And it's the same with our human transformation. So if we can invite people to think of themselves as that bridge, to take themselves out of the nightmare into hope, then with that, there must be a sense of forward motion, or even if it's not excitement, it's a sense of progress, at least.
Yes, and possibility, and a clean slate, a blank sheet of paper, starting over, a new life, designing it your way. Mm-hmm. And even if it's initially just imagining what it could be like, it's fun, and it doesn't have to be realistic, it doesn't have to be unrealistic, it has to be whatever you do, mm-hmm. because it's a creative process. Mm-hmm. And you have so much creative power. People aren't focusing on how much creative power they have. Mm-hmm. If they don't have an idea immediately, they think there's no way out. But 3 days later, they'll get an idea. Mm-hmm. And they can help the ideas come by imagination, by imagining the good things that they would like to have happen. And then the path to those good things will arise a week later. Just trust the process, trust your own capability, be open to all possibilities. It doesn't have to continue the way it's been.